is out there now. How did you arrive to this decision?
Well, we had the opportunity to visit with the doctors, the trainers, and Cam himself, talking with Marty and the owner. Obviously, we felt that our best opportunity to win a football game is to have a healthy Taylor start for us this week, and we'll go from there.
What was the conversation like with Cam, and how did he kind of
It
process
was a very
this?
good conversation with Cam, and he understood. He understood our thinking behind this. And again, he's disappointed. He's frustrated. He wants to play. And this is one of those things that we just, we had a great conversation. He understands going forward.
Will he remain active?
Yes, he'll be on the 53 all the way through. I mean, crazy enough things can happen, and we'll see from there.
So is he being shut down not for good then, just the next 2 games? Or?
Well, we'll see what happens. Again, some crazy things can happen, and we'll go from there. But the focus right now is Atlanta, and for other things to happen, we've got to take care of business this week, so we're going to focus on Atlanta as a football team.
What about week 17?
Well, we'll see. Again, we're going to focus on see what happens this week with Atlanta.
Did he ask to stay as a starter, or he pretty much, went with the program that you got?
He went with the program. We talked to him about it. We talked again, as I said, to the doctors, the trainers, to Cam, the general manager, the owner, and I all talked. And we all, looking forward, this is probably the best opportunity we have with a healthy Taylor.
What would need to happen in order for you to give him the green light?
I'm not going past that again. As I said, we're going to focus in on Atlanta. We got to take care of business. We got a good opportunity in front of us. It's a good football team coming in with a lot of talented guys, and we got to focus on Atlanta.
During the conversation, Ron, obviously talking about short-term health and having Taylor being the healthier option at this point, but was there any discussion of Cam's long-term health and this decision
Well,
being
that's not a
made?
discussion for me to have with you guys. That's really between the player and the doctors and the trainers and all that stuff. What we'll do, everything we do as far as the team is concerned, we'll always talk and listen to what's going on. But right now, we're not at that point. We're at the point where this is the best thing for the short term, and we'll see what happens.
To be clear, if you guys had a realistic chance of making the playoffs right now, would he play this week?
The realistic chances, we're looking at what's happening this week, and that's Atlanta. We can't go any further than what happens in Atlanta before we talk about the future of playoffs or the next game or anything. We've got to focus in on Atlanta.
When was the dialogue established? Was it just this week after the thing to get everybody on the same page? Was this a couple of weeks in the running?
Well, I'd like to believe we've been on the same page for a long time, and I do know he's had dialogue with the trainers and the doctors and, that stuff. So, again, we're reacting to the information we have, and right now the information we have says that we're going to go with Taylor, a healthy Taylor against Atlanta this week.
Cam said that his shoulder has not gotten better and it's not gotten worse, so why this week? What was the catalytic factor at this point to show?
Well, I think looking at the game and just the fact that it got, sore, partly because we played on Monday night and it's a real short recovery week for him, things like that. There's a lot of factors that we discussed and talked about, and again, this is what we think is best, and that's a healthy Taylor against Atlanta this week.
You've said when you've had to do this before that he's put up a pretty good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think this time he was more accepting?
I think because of the frustration of it. Because I think more so than anything else, he knows that once he gets sore, once he gets tired out there, it's tough for him to do the things that he's capable of. And he thinks that, and I really believe he thinks also like we do that, a healthy Taylor's, a good opportunity for us. So it's a good option, and I think he's bought into that. And I think that helps us in terms of, him settling in.
Was there ever a discussion at any point how to prevent maybe his shoulder from getting this sore at this point, like whether it was skip training camp or a week?
Well, I think that was, that's a lot of things that happened this year, I think, contributed to it. Because, again, remember last year he played pretty well, went through the season. We managed him last year, and he played well. This year it was a little different. There were some other things that happened, obviously, during the season that got it to that point. And I'm not the one to talk about that. But again, it's about the soreness and being able to get the soreness out and then be able to work through the game and play the game as sore-free as possible. And he hadn't been able to do it lately. So we just feel that this is the best opportunity right now, and that's why we're doing what we do.
When you say other things have happened.
Joe, you'll have to ask other people than that. I'm not the one. Again, when we start talking about medical things, I don't know.
I didn't know if you were
I'm
referring to a
just
specific
again,
play in a
I'm
game.
not gonna get into that factor. Okay, that's not up for me to determine. I'm not the doctor. I'm a trainer, and I'm telling you that. I don't get into those parts of the conversation. So, okay, well, then don't ask me the question, Joe, because I just told you the answer. I'm not going to be able to tell you those things. Okay. Those guys, that's them. There's certain things that I try to control, and that's football on the field, okay? This stuff right now, and I'm telling you right now, if you let me finish my question, my answer to your question, okay? I'm not going to be able to tell you all those things specifically, okay? You're asking me to speculate on something that I don't know, and it's not fair for me to do that, okay? I don't need people outside, you folks or anybody else outside, drawing conclusions and speculating. The people that know are the people that should be asked, not me. I'm telling you that right now.
What was Taylor's reaction when you told him, and how he looked today?
Well, you know, he's excited. It's an opportunity for him to play. It's an opportunity for him to get out there and show what he's capable of doing. And it's good for us also to know what he can do going forward on this football team. So, you know, Taylor's had a lot of reps the last few weeks because of what we term the new normal. You know, Wednesday and Thursdays he got the bulk of all the reps. So it's not as if he hasn't been preparing for this chance. And again, I think he's going to take advantage of it. I liked how the guys rallied around him today in practice. I thought those things were great. I liked the fact that, you know, Cam was right there too during every play talking about what was going on. So it's a good situation right now.
How are his teammates reacting to this news?
I think they're reacting, you know, the way you would expect them to. A lot of those guys know that he fights and does everything he can to try and win a football game, and you know, they feel his frustration, and I think that they feel that, you know, he's doing what he needs to do to help us win a football game, and that's to, you know, take a step back and let Taylor go, and we'll see how it goes.
Was he able to confide in them the last several weeks?
You'll have to ask them that question. I can't tell you what he talks with his teammates.
When did you guys have the conversation with Cam? Was it yesterday?
We had the conversation with Cam this morning. We talked yesterday as you know, with the doctors, with the trainers, with the general manager, with the owner about, you know, the decision that we were going to make. And then we sat down with him and had a nice long conversation about things. And I thought it was a really good, useful conversation.
Ron, could you characterize what Dave Tepper's input was on it?
Well, I don't want to, you know, speak to what Mr. Tepper said, other than the fact that he's supportive of what our decision is.
How difficult a decision was this for you? Because
it's a very difficult
you and your team
decision.
together.
I believe in him 100%. I really do. I believe he does everything he can to give us a chance to win. That's why this is a tough decision. But it's also, I think, the decision we need to make. But you know how I've always felt about him. And I just, you know, I think the world of who he is as a young man, as a person, as a competitor. And, you know, this is tough.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ron.